The Systems and Processes Review Department Anti-Corruption Commission has launched a report titled Reviewing Practices and Procedures of the Immigration Department to address critical challenges of the immigration. Speaking on the report, Rashid Toure noted that the report came after several concerns raised by members of the public on public delivery services of the Immigration Department. Highlighting some key findings, he said there was no verification of government supply and that there was lack of records keeping, adding that there are different officers involved in revenue collection of which the finance unit is not aware of, what is often generated on behalf of the institution.
To actually agree on the recommendations. And once we have agreed on the recommendation, it is incumbent upon you to implement those recommendations. Accounts unit is not fully in charge of financial management in the department. As such, there are different officers involved in revenue collection in the department, of which the account unit is not aware of.
With regard to transaction, Rashid Toure said they realized during the review that there were many transactions without supporting documents, with payments affected on those transactions, leaving behind the necessary documents to actually authenticate approval for payments. The Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Ade Macaulay, however, noted that the objective of systems review and processes is to engage ministries, departments and agencies to see how their processes and procedures are transparent, to be able to pick out where there are gaps that will create the environment for corruption to thrive.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. As you said, the ACC is a fair and impartial institution, which is why we gave the Chief Immigration Officer the opportunity to make a few comments. And from the comments, I do not see that he's challenging the report, not at all. And I would wish to draw the attention of this gathering to Section 8, Subsection 2 of the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008, that if there are recommendations within the report which you believe are impossible due to the fact that you cannot do it by reason of law or for some other constraint, you can make that known to the ACC within 1 week from the date of receipt of the report. And I do hope know that the Chief Immigration Officer is a gentleman and he's accepting the report squarely, and we are not here to criticize anyone as mentioned in the opening. We are here for full, frank and open discussions. The reason why the West has enjoyed so much democracy and prosperity is the fact that open dialogue is put in practice to the fullest. Some of the practices that we may have may be working, but they are not best practices, which is why we are coming in to bring in best practices that will measure to international standards.
So what I have to say is that to say we haven't maintained records on passport production, I'm just wondering what probably might have gone wrong that kind of situation might not have been addressed. And procurement procedures for the biometrics. The biometrics regime, if you did understand, all of it started from cabinet discussions, cabinet conclusions and all that. I could understand the reason why probably the gentleman on the right hand side was invited to come to this meeting, because he was the man that's the third party in the whole process. So if the government that's used to subsidize the production of passports and the payment of it whenever we generate huge revenues, shied away from that responsibility and choose to have a third party taking over that responsibility, then it means the subsidies that the government normally used to give towards the production of passports have been taken away and put to other areas of global economic development within the country. So that aspect of it, I can understand that. But having said that, the procurement of such passports was done in accordance with the National Procurement Commission that gave the grant. to the third parties is not responsible for the payment of passport that are produced by the United Kingdom.
For Star TV, Sewakale reporting in Freetown.